Welcome to HueFin News. Today is November the 9th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis whereby we give you the price predictions, price movement according to the price bars and the volume. And we are not investment advisors and we are not giving you guys investment advice, okay? But overall, the market today for Bitcoin was a down day. The other altcoins did end the day higher. Some of them did. Some of them just made minor losses lower. And we'll talk about that as we get into the price charts. But one of the things I want to tell you before I get started is the fact that I'm doing the analysis as these bars are still in formation. They are not completed. So the market price bars volume may drastically change at the conclusion of me doing this video. So take that into your consideration. Now, you guys can see that the market cap for the cryptocurrency space is at 205 billion. Yesterday it was at 206. So obviously just a small amount of money funds went out of the cryptocurrency market. But overall, you guys can see that Bitcoin is down 3.14%. Ethereum is up 2.61, finally broke through that $320 area, but since then has been traded lower. The market cap for them now is up above $30 billion, as well as Bitcoin Cash is up almost 6.5%, which is excellent. Ripple is having a minor loss, down 0.01, but Litecoin is up almost 4%. Dash is up 4%. Neo up 2.5%. Monero up almost 8%. IOTA is up almost 18%, which is phenomenal. And then you guys can see that Ethereum Classic is also up 1.27%. So the altcoins simply just continue moving higher from what occurred on yesterday's trading. And we'll talk in a minute about each of these altcoins to see what direction they are going. Some of them are definitely giving us more precursors of weakness, and we'll talk about that momentarily. But first, let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin. So you guys can see that Bitcoin is down 4.28% right now. Last trade was at $7,077.30, and we are still getting this push to go down bars. Kind of just resembles what occurred on the 6th of November. Okay. But one of the things that's changed since then is the fact that we had this very widespread bar where stockpile is coming in on this particular chart. And we've been saying that ever since Bitcoin's been trading around 7,000 to 7,500, we've been getting stockpile around this area. And it looks like Bitcoin is getting tired of being at this price area. So our analysis for them is still for them to move sideways and lower, and that sideways will still include for them to maybe come back and touch $7,200, or it might even come to the low that occurred on the 5th of November, which was around $7,272. But it might come up there and touch it and then shoot back down. But the market is still giving us precursors of weakness for Bitcoin, and our analysis will be for them to move lower, and that looks like it might come down and touch $6,800. That would be the first area that we will. It might even come down first. It might come down to $6,900, and if the market is still giving us precursors of weakness, then $6,800 will be the next price area we will be looking for Bitcoin to trade. So now let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is up 2.24%. Last trade was at $317.37. And we are still receiving stockpile for this particular cryptocurrency. The market still shot higher from the stockpile that came in the market. But Ethereum also finally broke through our support line of $320. But you guys can see that the sellers pushed the market back below $320. And also we kind of see a divergence occurring as Ethereum is moving higher. The volume is also being smaller and reduced as well. So that is also an indication to us that Ethereum is getting weaker as it moves higher, but our analysis could possibly have them move back up towards $300, $330 again. It might come here to the low from the 2nd of September, which was around $325, and then move back down. But one of the things we are noticing is for them to move sideways to maybe even lower, due to the fact that we are still receiving a lot of stockpile in this particular cryptocurrency. So like I said, expect them to at least come for a sideways trading, come to the low of around $325. So they might move up to $325 and all the way back down to $310. Okay, so that is the price range we are looking for Ethereum to be trading for tomorrow. But if the sellers are definitely in the market like they seem like they are today, then it can come all the way down to 300, which is a severe drop for Ethereum, but it's still a possibility. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is up 4.37%. Last trade was at $648.13. And we told you yesterday on our video that this was a precursor to strength bar, and we will be expecting it to move higher, and it did exactly that, moved all the way up to $680. And we are still looking for Bitcoin to make maybe a smaller high again, and it might come all the way back up to the high that occurred on the 3rd of November, which was around $688, maybe around even $690 as well. One of the things I want you guys to pay attention to is the fact that the volume is also decreasing as it is moving higher. So Bitcoin Cash may make a another effort, another push to go higher, but then it might shoot back down, and it might come all the way back down to $620. But first, we'll look for 640 for them to come and touch. But if the market is still giving us weakness, then $620 will be the next area for Bitcoin Cash to move to. Now it kind of resembles that Bitcoin Cash is going to be trading sideways, because there's nothing else in the background for us to try to resemble and see where it can possibly touch. So as Bitcoin is going to be trading sideways, it's just resembling taking a break before they resume to higher prices. So currently our analysis for tomorrow will be for them to maybe move a little higher. It might come back up to the high of today and come to $640 or even $620, depending on if the market is really in sell-off mode. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is down 0.15%. Last trade was at 21 cents. And obviously the market's not interested in higher prices for Ripple at the moment. We wanted them to move all the way back up to 23, and it barely even broke through 22 cents. So the stockpile that was on yesterday's bar continue on today's bar. So the market is currently closing lower than the close from yesterday, which tells us that at least Ripple is going to be trading sideways, and we're looking for 22 cents, maybe even around 21 cents or even 20 cents if the sellers come out in the market on tomorrow. So our analysis for Ripple overall is for them just to continue to trade sideways. It might come back up to 22.5%, cents, and then all the way back down to 21 again as well. One of the things I want you guys to pay attention to, though, is the fact that the volume is also heavy, almost the same as what it was yesterday. But look at the spread compared to yesterday. It's a lot smaller, meaning that the market is definitely trying to push the cryptocurrency lower. Now, if the buyers are still there consuming all of this selling that is occurring right now, then Ripple will definitely move higher. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 3.52%. Last trade was at $64.01. So again, we're having that divergence on Litecoin as well. As the market is moving higher, we're getting lighter volume showing itself. We also are seeing stockpile on today's bar. The market did move to the high that we said it should be around $67, $66, but currently the market is closing well off of the highs today. So we will be expecting Litecoin to continue to trade sideways, and currently it looks like from where it is now, and it might come all the way back down to maybe $60, $62 or so. So the first area that we would like to see Litecoin come and touch would be $62.50. If it touches there and we get precursors of strength, then the market may bounce back from there. But overall, we're looking at Litecoin moving sideways to lower. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash is up 5.31%. Last trade was at $324.10. So again, Dash is definitely giving us a lot more volume compared to the other cryptocurrencies. The volume is not necessarily getting smaller, but you guys can see that this is definitely precursors of weakness. We have a lot of stockpile coming in for Dash at the moment, and that is an indication to us that the market may trade sideways at least. And we will be looking for them to trade at least $330 to maybe all the way back down to 320 for Dash. Now, if Dash breaks $320, then the next area that it can come to will be around $312. So that will be the next location for Dash to come and touch if the market moves lower. Now, given the fact that we have this much stockpile coming in with the volume and how the bar is closing well off of the highs, it tells us definitely that the market is trying to push lower for Dash. So our analysis will be for them to trade sideways to possibly lower, and that would be around $330 all the way back down to 320 first, but then ultimately it might come to 310 if the market is truly that weak. So now let's go to Neo. So Neo is up 2.41%. Last trade was at $31.51. So we're not necessarily seeing the volume as well for Neo, just like with Dash getting smaller. The market did shoot lower on today, but ultimately the buyers, the market participants came in to push Neo higher back up to $32. Now, one of the things you need to pay attention to is the fact that the market, every time it came around $32, it came and it shot back down lower the next particular day. And this is one of the things that is different right now for today's trading. The market shot around $32 on yesterday, but the market is still hovering around $32 today. So obviously the buyers are still trying to maintain price for Neo at this area. So given that fact, we will be looking for them to at least, if they do move lower, to come to $30. But ultimately they might try to shoot up again towards $34. That's a possibility. They might try to give it one quick push to come up there and touch and then move back down. But if the market participants are not interested in higher prices no more, then the market would definitely come back down to $30 first and then come and touch $28 if the overall cryptocurrency market is giving us weakness. So now let's go to Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is up 0.68%. Last trade was at $14.03. And as you guys can see, we have a divergence going on right now for Ethereum Classic. The volume is getting lighter as Ethereum Classic is slowly making higher highs, right? And we are still getting stockpile for Ethereum Classic at this area. But one of the things that I do like is the fact that it's not necessarily moving lower. But eventually we can't take too many days to where we receive all this stockpile and not expect the market to at least move lower. So our analysis for Ethereum Classic for tomorrow is for them to trade sideways to lower, and that will be possibly to the high of around $14.25 all the way back down to $13.50. That will be our trading range for Ethereum Classic on tomorrow. Now, if the overall bar, once it completes, closes towards the open from today, then the market may shoot all the way back down to $13. So just be aware of that as well. So the last one we are going to do is going to be XMR Monero. So Monero is up 2.65%. Last trade was at $119.21. So given the fact that Monero has made a substantial gain in price over the last 4 trading days, the volume has been decreasing as it's been moving higher, and the market has finally came up here to where it came in touch, where it's trading now around $120. We forecasted that yesterday and the market shot just a little higher, but nevertheless our direction and price move was correct. And the fact that we are getting stockpile for Monero and the fact that the volume is lighter kind of tells us that Monero is going to take a break, but it might try to come $125 in early trading on tomorrow, do a quick shoot towards $125, but then eventually come back down, and we will look for them to at least come to $115 tomorrow. And just like with Ethereum Classic, if the overall cryptocurrency market is selling off, then 110 will be the area for Monero to come in touch. So that will be our analysis for Monero, is for them to at least possibly come up and try to touch $125 before moving lower. So that's all we have for today. Appreciate the new subscribers, guys. Make sure you use the timestamps that's located in the description of the videos. Make sure if you guys have any questions and comments, you can also leave them in the description, in the comment section of the video as well. But that's all we have for today. Appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. Make sure you guys stay profitable, and I'll talk to you guys on tomorrow.